bless them on Independence Day. Independence Day, Independence Day. God bless them on Independence Day. God bless them.
Pass on the mic, I just again want to give a shout out to Chef Miles. You know, Chef Miles is somebody who came from Barbados at the age of 18, right? And he definitely made his mark since he's been here. He went to one of the top culinary schools in America, right? To see him actually throw this is actually beautiful. So again, I just want to thank Chef Miles for the opportunity to be a part of this with you guys. Amen? Miss Sandra Tate Edie.
Beautiful. You like elegance, right? The space, very elegant. Welcome all. Thank you for your patience as we get started. Barbados, yes. Gem of the Caribbean. Shining bright like a... All right now. All right, we know what's going on. I thought that it might be apt at this point, since we played our anthem, to introduce the Consul General to you and let him come and give remarks. Welcome remarks. Who grew up in Oistins in Barbados, and he will tell his own story. But I remember when he got this job, I was probably one of the first people to call him. I call all of them like as soon as they get here. I was like, listen, have you seen the US Census? Do you know the data? Like, what are we doing? But he was so gracious. He came right away. He came to an event at the West Indian Club because he rolled his sleeves up and he jumped right in. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Consul General Lorenzo Herwood.
This is such a wonderful occasion. Sandra, don't move too far. I got to correct Sandra. I mean, technically it's still correct. But I grew up in a place called Sears Court, Christchurch, yeah? Sears Court. Oistins has another aspect of my heart that I will speak to very, very shortly. But I found it very interesting that we are at the 59th anniversary of independence. We are still the youngest republic in the world. And here I am, the youngest Consul General that you've ever had. representing Barbados. Yep. But I'm getting a lot of licks as well, because for the first time in the history of the National Independence Celebration, that we have for the first time the Gala in Connecticut on November the 29th. While at the same time the Gala in New York on November the 29th. And while at the same time the Gala in Boston on November the 29th. For the first time ever, yeah? Some people clap and some people are cursing because I know some persons like to jump from Boston to Connecticut to New York. So let me take the licks for that, because I'm the person behind that architecture of putting all three of them on the same day. Because it was fundamental to establish that until when we move into the 60th anniversary next year, I want to showcase to the 59th that we have more than enough Barbados to spread all across this country. And that is the reason why. Yeah? Now let me start out by saying we're here to celebrate independence. And first of all, let me establish protocol. I'm the Consul General of Barbados. I will not be here without my wife's permission. And let me acknowledge my wife, Mrs. Renee Herwood. This will not be possible without the inputs of persons like Chef Miles and part of the planning committee, Tanya, Mark, and this lady behind me, Sandra. But let me focus on what I came out here to say. We're talking about independence. And the question is, what is independence? A nation became independent back in 1966. It became independent and broke away from colonial powers. Now, independence in 1966 is relatively a different experience for some in 2025. In 1966, we honor the history of independence, but in 2025, we celebrate and move forward with something called interdependence. You are going to be interdependent on your children and grandchildren to carry the heritage of Barbados forward. But you cannot be interdependent without another I, which is interconnectivity. Because if you are going to depend on someone, it means you're going to be connected to them. And you cannot be connected to someone unless you have that level of awareness. Now, that is a very basic logical framework I built up. Independence, interdependence, interconnectivity, and awareness. And I want you guys to understand I am at the midway of my tenure. I may be the youngest I ever had, but I'm really focused on who comes after me. And the truth of the matter is that I want to ensure that many of you persons here in Connecticut are very much aware of the persons in New York, in Boston, as far as to the east as Rhode Island as we cover, and as far to the west as Indiana as we cover. Because the biggest issue that I've encountered in being Consul General is not necessarily you guys connecting with me or the consulate, is you guys connecting with each other. Because every Consul General comes, and every Consul General what? All of us have to go. I may go in my full tenure, or depending on how elections swing, I may go a little earlier, but I have to go. So my focus now is to ensure that whether it be Brewster in Boston that owns one of the largest franchises for McDonald's, and that's a Beijing. Whether it be Stephen DeGaulle in New York that owns the funeral home. Whether it be where we had some put on service this afternoon out there by Beijing's on Wheels in Connecticut. The most important thing is that when Consul Generals come and go, is that the Barbadian diaspora community maintains that sustainability, because we are just ornamental persons here playing a fundamental role. That being the case, let me end off on a high. I don't usually come out and brag about my country. Well, I usually do, that's a lie. I don't brag too long. But the truth of the matter is, all of you must be proud of what Barbados is, to be a very small nation on this earth. An extremely high literacy rate, still well within the 90s. Still well within the 90s. The highest uptake of renewable energy across the Western Hemisphere. The highest uptake of electric buses in the public service across the Western Hemisphere, excluding Norway. A country that does not have any natural resources like oil and gas, bauxite, we don't have copper, but guess what? A country that has maintained the 1-2 peg to the US dollar for the last 3 or 4 decades, or even before that. What it speaks to is a level of governance in the country that we call Barbados. And the truth of the matter is, back to my interconnectivity, this is the reason why policies have been made to ensure that long after the Prime Minister is gone, the President is gone, the Consul General is gone, that your children and grandchildren can claim their heritage. Quite recently, a few weeks ago, we have laid before Parliament, the government has laid before Parliament the bill to ensure that grandchildren and great-grandchildren can now claim citizenship in Barbados, and that will be debated hopefully this year, but definitely passed next year for sure. And the last point I want to make about interconnectivity is a historic point. Well over 400 years ago, many of us came from a continent of Africa, put on different islands, given different last names. Some of them called Miles, some of them called Edie and Tate, some of them called Herwood. And we were cultured at that time to basically put up parameters and barriers against each other because different colonies were competing against each other. After the independence in the 1960s, many of the Caribbean countries with a new education and a new fundamental grounds decided, you know what, we need to protect our barriers. So up came the customs, and importantly, up came the immigration bills across the different countries. Barbados, for the last time, we are looking now to correct a historical wrong. And many of you would be aware that within the last 3 weeks, that we would have ensured that those countries such as Dominica, St. Vincent, and Belize, that persons can enter Barbados and they can stay there indefinitely to continue to work. And that has nothing to do with selling our national pride. It means that if you have a foreign affairs minister in St. Lucia whose grandmother and grandfather is a Barbadian, isn't he entitled to Bajan heritage? It means that if you have 2 out of the ministers in cabinet in Belize whose grandparents are Barbadians, are they not entitled to Barbadian heritage? It means that if you have a St. Vincent Minister of Agriculture by the name of Saboto Caesar, whose great-grandfather was a Barbadian and went over to St. Vincent back in the 30s and the 20s, is he not a Bajan entitled to Barbadian heritage? And that is the historical wrong that we're looking to correct. So we're not looking to bring a flood of aliens into the country. We're looking to reconnect to our people. You ladies and gentlemen are looking lovely and very wonderful. I don't know which one is the lovely one, but I suspect the ladies. But the gentlemen, you're looking very snazzy as well. Ladies, you look very beautiful tonight. Those of you who I have not met, I look forward to meeting soon after we have something to eat. And please come and have a word with me. With those few words, thank you. I am happy to be here tonight. I'm happy to represent Barbados, and I look forward to speaking to you. Happy Independence.
We have a very special segment coming up, and this is where we honor the people in Connecticut who are doing the work of the Barbados diaspora, helping both here and back home. And we have about 7 awards to give out. And I beg your indulgence because I believe these people really do deserve all the honor and all the love that we can share with them tonight. CG has already framed the fact that this is the very first time that the government of Barbados has done this honor in Connecticut. Normally, we would go down to New York or go to Boston to receive an award. Tonight is the first time we're doing it here in Connecticut. Yay! My name is Sandra Tate Edie. I'm a Barbadian educator, historian, genealogist, who has called Connecticut home for the last 15 years. As a recipient of the Consul General Community Award in 2018, the Change Award in 2022, and the Pride of Barbados Award in 2025, it gives me a distinct privilege and honor to honor the people who are receiving these awards tonight. Joining me are 2 outstanding Barbadians, Miss Tanya Bino to my right. She's a Connecticut licensed educator, a mother, a cultural ambassador, and a friend. We also have Mark Belriff. He's a DJ, a culinary entrepreneur, a husband, a father, one of our honorees tonight, and he is also our DJ. Together, the 3 of us formed the committee that made this segment of the gala possible. And with that, we're going to begin our awards. Thank you for your attention.
Tonight we present the Barbados Consulate's contribution to home country, our Diaspora Community Award. This award recognizes those who uplift their communities through faith, philanthropy, advocacy, entrepreneurship, cultural preservation, or community development. People whose work deepens the bond between homeland and diaspora. Our honoree, the Reverend Egan M. Bovell, embodies this calling with distinction. Tonight,
we present the Leadership and Innovation Award. an honor reserved for a visionary individual whose exceptional leadership, bold thinking, and pioneering contributions have challenged convention, inspired progress, and created lasting impact within their communities. Our honoree, Sister Marceline Bishop, she embodies the very spirit of this award. Unfortunately, she is not able to be here tonight, so we will get Sister Bishop's award to her. Our next Connecticut honoree is Oswald Nathaniel, we call him Roy Graves. Roy contributed to home country and diaspora. So tonight we honor him. He's not here, so we accept on his behalf tonight.
Tonight we present this award, and it's an honor celebrating individuals who have shown exceptional dedication to preserving, promoting, and uplifting the rich cultural traditions that define Barbados. This award recognizes those who safeguard our music, stories, customs, community life, and history, ensuring that Barbadian culture remains vibrant and embraced by generations at home and across the diaspora. Our special honoree, Mr. O'Neill Bigelow Eiffel, embodies this mission with passion, consistency, and unmistakable Bajan pride.
Honoring a brotherhood of people who strengthen the Barbadian diaspora with philanthropy and social impact. The Wall is receiving an award tonight for philanthropy and social impact, and we'll ask Mark, who is our DJ, is a member of the Wall. He's going to represent them tonight and receive their award. Just two more, so thank you for your patience. Tonight we present the Barbados Consul's Resilient and Courage Award, an honor given to an individual who embodies the extraordinary strength, perseverance, and the unbreakable will to rise above life's greatest challenges. This award recognizes those whose journey through hardship becomes a testimony of courage and an inspiration to all of us. This year, we proudly honor Trevor Delano Dukes Shepherd, an exemplary Barbadian whose life reflects resilience, compassion, and unwavering devotion to his family and his community. Please join me in honoring the 2025 recipient of the Consulate Resilience and Courage Award, Trevor Delano Shepherd, his sister Margaret, and his family. They're here.
It is with profound honor to celebrate one of Barbados' own, Miss Chantel Brewster, whose tireless dedication to advocacy and activism has driven meaningful social change within the Caribbean diaspora. Her work is a powerful testament to the courage required to champion vulnerable voices and break down generational barriers to mental well-being. Please join us in celebrating the extraordinary advocacy and activism of my friend, Miss Chantel Brewster.
And see, she don't get jealous, but she's from St. Joseph. And as we close, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams, honoring those who built our foundations, those who serve our community today, and those who will carry Barbados forward into tomorrow. Stand tall, stay rooted, and stay Bajan.
It won't let me be great, man. He's heating, he blessed the session running wild. people behaving real bad. I know how you love to jam me, I got no got style. Well, this one is sure to drive you mad. So come to me serious, throw down the bass, throw back the waist. On my command, it's time to jam. Sing it! Oh, we having a nice time. Throw back the bouncy. Oh, we having a nice time. Push it back on your bouncy. Oh, we having a nice time. Your towels in the air. Oh, we having a nice time. Can you feel it? Wind up, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh yeah, yeah. So all the people in the back, we don't need to throw no towels in the air. We don't need to jump and dance around. We don't need no donkey horse or mule inside up there. We just jump into the raga song. So let me see what your mom sees. Swing to the left, yes mine. Swing to the right. Your stamina, jumping all night. Oh, we having a nice time. Brother, keep bouncing. Oh, we having a nice time. Push it back on your man, see. Oh, we having a nice time. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? So, you're looking good so far. Now what's the issue here, right? Because I go let y'all know that I don't stand behind here because I don't like y'all. But I think every time I come forward, it causes a bit of a problem. Hold on. I feel like when I want to sing, you know, I'll be saying, the pretty number here, I'm flexing. I'll be saying, the brownie number here, you wearing. Every day, I'm bringing you up. All the time when I need is all night long. Letting you music, you got strong cause I'm so strong. From the country straight to town, what else has this jam? Pump me up with the music. I wanna hear ya. Pump me up with the music. Pump me up. Pump me up with the music. Pump me up, my whole body pump it. Pump me up. All of them just a drum beat. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. If you like feeling right, rock it steady all night. If you like feeling right, rock it steady all night. Yeah. me whole body pumping. All the nerves are start jumping. Alright. With a song like with a kind of sort of warm up, right? So his next track is, let me see. We'll start going keep that way. 1, 2. Long time ago, this next track. So I need you guys to sing one word. And your word is rhythm. Barbados, right? What if the rain falls? Well, it really don't matter. We program today for foolish behavior. You gotta be fit and strong. Remember, we going from dusk to dawn. Jam the music till the very end, Mr. DJ. Crank the DJ. Sound the drum and raise your hand on the road. All we need is oxen and rhythm. And we go along after the sun goes down. Lift your drum, knock something, just give me some rhythm. Show, I try to make sure that I pay tribute to the elders of the past, those who would have paved the way for persons like myself. And so I'm going to slip into a little bit of a different mood and pay tribute now to some of the giants of Bajan music of the past. So if you came here with a loved one and you want to get on the dance floor and hold on and dance, or you just want to dance by yourself, that's totally up to you. Then we do this. As we celebrate 59 years of independence, Barbados has been given and gifted with some of the very best voices that the Caribbean has to offer. And Mr. Shirley Stewart is one such voice. Charlie Stewart. So tonight, when I walked into the room, I was told that there's another Beijing legend living right here in Hartford, Connecticut. So I'm not going to waste any time, because this is part of the music that Lou helped to create. Some good old Beijing Scrooge. Do you like good music? Like that Scrooge music. Just as long as you sing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Spotlight on the curtain. I'll do it in the floor show. Singing love of a lifetime. Oh yeah, spotlight on the dreidels. Although they don't break off. Singing stick by me, yeah. Oh yeah, spotlight on things down now. Singing pretty blue eyes, y'all. Singing pretty blue eyes, y'all. Oh yeah. See, young people wanna sit down. Young people wanna sit down, you know. This is our music. Before Barbados was our thing. Tribute to the major greats, Richard Dick Stout. Any day now, I will hear you say, goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. Then my wild people, you will know. Oh, any day now, love won't let you down. 'Cause I won't be around. The first lady of song of Barbados, I knew before I loved him. I knew before I needed him. I knew I didn't want to leave him till I heard him say he felt the same way. And then I heard him say, hello there, baby. I hope you miss me. I hope you know I love you. And I said, I love you too. I'm not gonna be your standby love, your standby love, your standby love. I'm not gonna be your standby love, your standby love anymore. Who remembers this? I heard that you are telling your friends that I'm your standby love. You say you got me where you want me. You use me anytime you want to. Come on! Knowing how much I go through with you, I know the rumor can be a lie. But you better stop looking for a new standby love, 'cause the one you had just walked out. So we're gonna lose our guy now. His name is Mickey D. Bet your life I do. Bet your life I do love you, yeah, you love me too. Everything I do just for you, yeah, you know I do. Bet your life I wanna spend my life with you, you know I do. Everything is good, it gets in the top. We got a good thing, growing stronger. Too much of your pain, such a good thing. Sweeter than sugar, sweeter than honey. Bet your life I do love you, yeah, yeah, you love me too. Everything I do just for you, yeah, yeah, you know I do. Bet you never want to spend my life with you, you know I do. Sunday to Monday, each day is fun day. You never leave me, not for one day. Too much of your thing, such a good thing. Sweeter than sweeter than honey. Oh, I love good music. Why don't you know the music? Well, I love good music, sweet, smooth music. So we got some of the very best, some classics. Come on. Hey, hold on. You finished my song before you done, guys, or? So for those of you who haven't been home for a minute, you know, I want to tell you guys, right? Anybody went home for the gathering? Anybody at all? Let's say Lucy, let's say Peter, let's say James. No one went home for the gathering? Everybody remember which part she was born in? No? So most of you are actually like second generation Bajans? No? Most of you are not? Alright, hold on then. So let me try to do a little Bajan roll call here. Let me see what happens. Anybody from St. Lucie? Anybody from St. Peter? Anybody from St. Joseph? Well, we got some St. Andrew, St. John, St. Philip, St. Thomas, St. George, St. James, Christ Church. Where my St. Michael Boston? Well, you know, it's only a matter of hours before we start the celebration of our 59th anniversary of independence, right? So I want to do one little thing that all of us learned at primary school. Let me see if y'all remember. I can start it, and we're gonna go help me sing it. Alright? I can start it, and we're gonna help me sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. God bless Vermont. Independence Day, Independence Day, Independence Day. Yes, man. God bless Vermont. Independence Day. God bless me, we hope and pray. We gonna sing the next part now? This little island in the middle of the sea, in the middle of the sea, in the Caribbean. This little island in the middle of the sea, it means the world to me. 3 cheers for Barbados. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Let me go. So we go back inside the box. Again, I tell you the whole night is patient, and we respecting the greats tonight. Anybody remembers? The king of the road, 90 rider. Come reach out and bring it all the way down to the end. So they know what's supposed to dance and they have a dance. I was reeling when I hear voices ringing in the ears. Come let me go, come let me go. Something musically in the whole alley. I couldn't start the pressure. I begin to shiver when the eyes on the music blow me blues. As I get up to wash my face, I keep hearing a Rasta bass. Girl, look at you, girl. Music, playing, and the whole vicinity vibrating. A Rasta man, feeling me bad, and beating some percussion with spoon and pan. Come on, singing the boy hand. I Rasta hand, Jah Rastafari in the diamond. The boy hand, I Rasta hand, Jah Rastafari power, Jah creator of rhythm and tempo, master of the secret literary. The boy hand, I Rasta hand, Jah Rastafari in the diamond. I want to sing it. The boy hand, I Rasta You know, you can't sit down and listen to the radio. You cannot sit down and listen to the radio. Here we go. One week, keep from sleeping. Was the noisy best man making the place. Give me the ice, oh give me the ice. From midnight to night, music tight, tight, tight. They want to be champions for the celebration. So they started to play on a human jam. The music was really sweet, especially the bassman beats. There we go, sing it, sing. Music, hey, and the whole vicinity vibrated. I like that. A Rastaman, he bad, and he takes sweet percussion with. What you said? Come on. Yes, man. Jah Rastafari leading Ivan. Let go ahead. I Rastafari. No. Rastafari. Creator of the master of the singer, one more time. Let go ahead. I Rastafari. Jah Rastafari leading Ivan. Let go ahead. Roll that side. I Rastafari. Big one. Jah Rastafari. Creator of the master of the singer, I love it. Music. Listen. I didn't get to understand that some women go and shoes in here that heel tall and they want to dance. But don't feel no way, you know. Don't feel no way. We ain't watching no face. There's no shame here, no judgment. Y'all can take off your shoes. I'll come right here and let me party. Because this next song is looking a little funny if I sing it by myself and anybody moving with me. Because I want to take a little chip down Spring Garden. I want to take a little chip down Spring Garden. Anybody want to take a little trip down Spring Garden? But it's my version. My version. And then the rest of the year, man. You know, right? But it's my version of my tribute to the King of the Road. Something called 10,000 Strong. The place of freedom is where we're from. No matter the race, right is where you belong. And when we drink, it is the same rum. We bleed the same blood, we all are human. Cause when it's festival, all are we. Like it is all are we. Drinking together like a big family. And when it's crop over, all are we. Parading is watch me, masquerading. And that's why we coming down. On the count of 4.
Let me go in.
1, 2, 3, 4. Jamming down Spring Garden, we coming. Marching down Spring Garden, we coming. Jamming down Spring Garden, we coming. Next way. Marching down this way. Wait on. Like a rainbow, beautiful colors make up. Here's one right here. When music and that come together, when feelings only come to make us splash, we come to make our way. 10,000 strong, ready to misbehave. Watch my people jamming down Spring Garden, we coming. Marching down Spring Garden, we coming. Jamming down Spring Garden, we coming. Marching down Spring Garden, we coming. Don't look for me in VIP. In general, I like in the middle of the jam. This festival is only sweet energy. I feel like I want to go all the way up to the back. This festival, all are we, like it is. Drinking together like a big family. And when it's, they won't let me again. All are we masquerading, and that's why we come down. Ladies, let me show them what the party. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jamming down Spring Garden, we coming. Put your hand in the air. Put your hand in the air. Marching down Spring Garden, we coming. Like a rainbow, beautiful colors make up a fire. We come together, when we unite to come together. Don't be weird, we come to make us smash. We come to make our way. 10,000 strong. I want you to go so. Jamming down Spring Garden, we coming.
Somebody said I lost 5 pounds. Man, ain't 5, man, it's only 2.5. So we went back to Kim, right? Because if I don't see Kim here tonight, I can't leave the place. Do you understand? So we went back to Kim. Watch me. We went back to Kim. We do in paradise. And then we were running with the last one. Because in the lost the 5 pounds with the last one. I promise you. Because it won't help me. So let me go.
You better check yourself and go and check your health. There's a caller for a ride to pick up your things outside. So long, my friend, it's adios and goodbye. Tell all my friends fuck you and all of my family too. What look we are gonna do? Thought that I was your baby, your number one and only. You do the wrong thing, don't mess with TC. Just when I thought that you were the right man to love and treat me like no one else can. Just when I thought soon you asked the question, what do you do? You calling me Kim, I'm on a Susan. What is that? Who is Kim? What foolishness you talking? You better check yourself. I know I check your health. Better call up for a ride to pick up your things outside. So long, my friend, it's adios and goodbye. I wanna hear that again, come. Who is Kim? What foolishness you talking? You better check yourself. I know I check your health. Better call up for a ride to pick up your things outside. So long, my friend, it's adios and goodbye.
You know I can't believe my ears. I just can't believe what I hear. All kind of names he calling me. You better ask somebody. Think you could take me for a ride? Well, I put in all your things outside. And when he called, begging on the phone, what to tell the ladies, I want to hear you. Yes, man. Just when I thought that you were the right man to love and treat me like no one else can. Just when I thought soon you would ask the question, what do you do? You calling me Kim. One last time, ladies. One last time. Who do you what foolishness you talking? You better check yourself and go and check your health. Let's call it alright to pick up your things outside. So long, my friend, it's adios and goodbye. Really? Listen. I want to see hands of everyone who believes that Barbados is the sweetest place. Sweetest place. Barbados, right? It's our little rock. And it is paradise. Let me go. Big up to all my people in the island. This is the wine season. Who come to me, pound fair, and if you're not play, let me welcome you tonight. I said, who is this exciting? I've been up that sweet vibes in. Now put down your worries and enjoy paradise. Yeah, get ready for the non-stop riding. Better the best to be lining. Make sure you put on banks of the sun. We got the sweetest waters in white and red, rustic London, kind of corner. Rock a bumper, we party until the last speaker drop. We heading straight to the jump because we ain't. Hey, I said, you this place exciting. Up in the best city vibes in. Now put down your worries and enjoy paradise. Hey, get ready for the non-stop mining. Set up the best city lining. Then show your body, darling.
Yeah, we don't race popping up. Everyone in the place, them for the rocking up. When you hear the tune, you must cover up. Your confusion, never feel up a vibes yet. We need to yourself up. Any session where we're there, we go nice enough. Music always pumping, cause this is Barbados. Welcome to the
I said, you this place exciting. Up in the best city vibes in. Now put down your worries and enjoy paradise. Hey, get ready for the non-stop grinding. Set up the best city lining. Make sure you're good. Put your hands together right. Somebody put the cool in the trunk. Hey, hey, it's half past one. We need to rechange the bed and get all before the jam in the bed. I call it that. Can't push out your bumper. We party until the last speaker drop. We heading straight to the jam because we ain't hot. Hey, I said, you this place exciting. Up in the best city vibes in. Now put down your worries and enjoy. Hey, get ready for the non-stop mining. Set up the best city lining. Make sure you can handle it. If you believe that Barbados is paradise, put your hand in the air like so. Hands in the air like so. Wave them from side to side. Paradise. Hey, get ready for the non-stop mining. Set up the best city lining. Tell them Barbados is paradise. Yeah, Barbados is paradise. So if you felt right, like you lost 5 pounds the last time, in the next 10 minutes, you will lose 5 pounds. One time, there we go. So we went all the way back to the beginning. You sweet it like oil, season your bread, hot like a fire, just like you would say. Forget all your worries, forget all your cares. pay tribute to the greats. I represented myself through an era. I want to take some time right now and introduce to you the next generation of music in Barbados. Because somebody has to pass it on to someone. I got it from Carolyn and Richard and the Drayden's doing them, and it is my turn to pass it on to somebody else. Alright? So, this young lady, I think she might have been 13. I don't think she's much older than 13 now anyway. She's definitely not 13 now. But I've watched her grow, and I'm proud to say that I have been there to help her. Not necessarily guide her, just help her, because she is such an amazing talent. And we can do one more song in tribute to Barbados, and then I'm going to hand the stage over to her. So come on. in the capable hands of young Tay. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tay!
Thank you, Titi. Can everybody help me feel it? If you're happy to be here, are you happy to celebrate Barbados? Let me hear you say 246 to the world. Yeah. So, do you know the name? The General or Edwin Yearwood? Okay, this is one of his songs, and if you know it, please sing along. Run it, John. Question the heavens asking why must I go on in this violence and crime? Why can't I slow down I know and watch all my children go? Why must I go on to live in this violence and crime? They don't know my listen carefully. Oh, God, they begin and you're feeling down and out. Problems ahead, don't know yet what they're about. You wish you could die, so the madness could be gone. It's nonsense to hide and run. Some things that keep pressing on. The voice in my head keeps talking to me. A voice in my head keeps talking to me. It tells me the road is long. It tells me we must be strong. Go with the pain and strife. Today is the death of the rest of your life. A voice in my head keeps talking to me. A voice in my head keeps talking. Keeps talking. Diggy, 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 yeah, yeah. Diggy, 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 diggy. Bring me down, bring me down. So, that was one of the greats of Barbados, the General Edwin Yearwood. But allow me to sing some of my own track. It's called Party Nights Again. It's from 2022, my first soca single, and I'm getting to sing it for the first time here in Connecticut. Let me run the drop. Hey! Let me go now. We come into French reserves. We don't have no time to rehearse. We ready to get so bad, get so bad. Well, look how we were getting up for 2 years in part 2 years. We done me up like everything was just a dream. But no heavy bus could ever hold a we. Cause the sun will always come out after the rain. I know this God we bless, we bless. So please don't beat the budget. John, don't continue to rest. We go to good number one. I want you all to sing this song for me. It goes, thank God for life, man, don't complain. You sing me party nights again, again. Me party nights, it's all the way. Bring me down, me party nights again, again. Me party nights, it's all the way. Don't keep it on me. It's the people come out and say they ready to make the place into party. And we've been away a long time now. Mama mia, come out and to make the place into party. We ain't get to party. Look we here, we can make the bench reserves. We don't have no time to rehearse. We ready to get on back. Hey, when I tell all of them people the time is ready. It's nice, everything I'm a time my place, yeah. Festival could have happened last year already. But I know I see it would not be safe. That's how I know that we could. Hey, so please don't beat up and stress. Keep that home by your address. Living on the granny tree of it. Whatever be. Thank God for life and don't complain. Sing with me the party nights. Oh, yeah, yeah. Party nights. It's for the vibes, yeah. The party nights again. Again. The party nights. It's for the vibes. Don't think about it. People come out and to make the play. And she been out there for parties. Mama mia, come out and see she ready to make the place into party, yeah. We ain't get to party. Like this don't know we can make the French reserves. We don't have no time to rehearse. We ready to get on back, get on back. Hey, we can make the French reserves. party night, it's full of vibes. The party nights again. Party nights, it's full of vibes. The party nights again. 2025 is the year that I put on true colors. Do I have anybody in here that you know people, they can't get you no matter what? So you just show them every part of you, everything you dirty behavior. Anybody can attest to that? Let me know, everyone is strong. And everyone else to sing with me. It is going like this. Oh, like they want me bring out my true colors. That's your part, remember it. When they see you striving for greatness, they just want to take your kindness or weakness and try to take advantage. Walking around like you want to, but they find you're acting better than them. See this way, I'm minding my business. So, study what you're wearing when I leave home. It's like I come home, never like come home. If you're not good to tell me, then leave me alone. Let me enjoy myself when I go to bed. I am alone. Don't come with love. Don't come with love. When I am out there, I am alone. I'm focusing. Some people
don't play with it. There's a piece of madman. I tell you that there's a piece of madman too. So here we go now, right? They introduce me properly, so let me introduce myself. I'm the one that see me come again. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Far Road, St. George, Barbados, none other than Phil Milky, think much people to this guy, I don't know what he's doing, I don't know what he's doing, for sure, we can call me Peter Ramadan, the guy that's slimmer than the home better than the Taliban, the guy that's stallion number 1 in the battalion. And now we come out now. Yeah! How many feeling? Are you feeling good? Yeah! Oh, you get me back there by the bar with bread and then they're drinking some Casamigos. So we get nice and we feeling nice and we feeling good. Alright. Right. So we gonna work with the DJ. We gonna work with the DJ, alright? We gonna work with the DJ. Cindy? Where the Brooklyn people is? Anybody here from Brooklyn? Anybody here from Jamaica or Trinidad or something? Trinidad, man, when it's on playing this stuff, yo. I got Trinidad, can you make it sound good? I'll give you a little more sweet on it. Bring it down, man, you right? You're gonna be tough. Yes, yeah. Alright. Good. Bring it from the top and come again. Right. Hey. Can you hear me? Lord. Hey. So when they call me supervisor, turn up and come and cook. I'm pulling with the baby mama. She cause she feeling sick. There's a fever in the air. I don't know the country. It's living everywhere, Lord. Why I'm addicted. And I can't have a back and I can't have so much. But they got somebody but I'm listening to the people and the music. Yes. Can I make a big shot? Turn and twist up. And then I'll just have it up. To the ragga and inside the music come. Is it a carnival? Or the trouble? It can be a carnival. We go to the pub. This is a carnival. Or the trouble canal. No, it can be a carnival. Lord, come play. Well, I know. There's some park here. I mean, there's everybody. Watch the woman and man. They want to go to the without section. Check the people that we not England. They be mad to the woman, they be woman to the man, and they never go to the drum section. Is it a carnival? Or the trouble canal? It can be a carnival. We go to the is it a carnival? Keep it. Good morning to my people. I know you come here for a cause. And if you love the Bible, give yourself a round of applause. My name is Peter Ram. I'm holding the microphone. Tonight, we're going to mash it up, and then I'll go home, and the carnival, the carnival is over, and they get the somebody, but I'm going to see the brother people and the music. Can I make it in short? I got some work in this one. We got work. It's professional. You up the more, cause you're sweeter than plus your white pants tight, your jeans is tight, your white pants tight, your white pants tight. Well, I'm right, if your white pants tight and I'm a bite with, they can tell you what a nice thing. And your boyfriend you like it, just like come on the right thing. Just from the market, talking with the knees and make a speeches. You know sleep down and you know we feel it, so tell us what the girl walking. Squeezing your bone and give me a fist point. Then go over your shoulder, look back behind. Stick it out, that's an incline. Then throw your sleep with the girl behind. You're not so getting and the well design. Then I'm going to put the edge of the one more time. Keep it tight. Your right pants tight. Your right pants tight. You're right. Let it up, Lord. Anybody here from St. Vincent? Anybody love Skinny Fabulous? Yeah, yeah. From night till morning, we not leaving our here. Oh God, so we hit. Follow me now, this jungle. We not leaving our here. But oh God, hit. But on this one, jump. On this one, wave. On this one, jump. On. Oh God, pull up. My next track. Yeah. Play this one for the ladies. The lady in yellow. I would like to be your fellow. That's right. Alright. This one is for my nature. My woman, picture from over time. And there's no girls around. Oh Lord, picture festival time. I know girls whining on. Take a look, my God, so much patience, girls are love. Take another look from my lens. Nature girls to come the rock burning. No, check out what they had. Nature girls in the middle of the night. What you say? Take a lead. Hey, shut them dress code. Alright, ladies, if you know you got your own bedroom seat, I need help. From the road, one woman make me weird. That I should never spend crying. Them girls are pretty, gonna keep. Sing with me. I need a woman by my side. One woman make me realize that I should never swear pride. Them girls are pretty. Growing up small, put your hand in the ear like so. Put your hand in the ear. Then wave them from side to side. One more verse, one more piece. Between the mountains, and there's no girls whining. The girls that the camel takes down to hobble upon. Come on. The girls don't spring on it. No girls whining like. Thank God it's not so well. And girls will come up. Let me see the girls from the countryside. Come on. I want to see the girls from town. Come on the stage when they come. I need a from the road. One woman make me read. From the road that I should never sweat. Them girls are pretty. Now keep. Sing again. I need a woman by my side. A woman make me. Mr. Big up Vice Garden. Big up Vice Garden. Peter Brown and the number one and the Happy 59. Happy Independence. Give Barbados a round of applause, please. Happy 59. Well, you know that as the independent boss, and nobody else sing more independent lyrics than me in Barbados. Real. You know, really, man. Yeah. I'll take it down. Take it up. And let me see the beer just in here. I get test for the know. I really want to see. That's for this real beer just for you. That's when they know this song. Can you beer just? My sweet Barbados. Let me see some hands in the air. How you know they're fine. It's you I like everything. Hey, my sweet Barbados. Let me see some hands up again. I will always love and cherish you to me. When your fingers are being shot, then everybody blue. Red and black, put it up. Blue. I have a new one. I have a new independent song. Lyrics. Look. independence. My God, be independent. On my page, I want to hear you loud and clear. Happy Independence Day. Oh God, be independent. My God, be independent. All of my Belgians, put your hand in the air. Say, 246 is the best thing on the world map. 166 square miles out flat. The sweetest women with the sweetest accent deserve a round of applause and a clap. Top of Bishopry to the exact and his hand white just like the Air Force man. We got the best Prime Minister. Me you're a more mouthy, put up your blue, yellow and black. You ever went to the Gold Cup and the Garrison racetrack? Or case we good old monkey run by a snap? You ever tried the Coast Road or Bent Boxes Road or get some food from Austin or St. Lawrence Gap? You ever went down Bashable to relax or eat a red snap alongside the sea cat? You ever had a roast and the big bread food get rammed up with saltfish? Lick your fingers, you want to come back. Oh, God. Yeah, that went on for. And the baddest lyricist in Barbados. Like that. Pronounce it, come again. No. Anybody here from St. Andrew? What do you know about St. Andrew? Anybody in here ever eat a fat pork? I sing a song named Fat Pork and the chill body. Yeah. Who name sing about saltfish, and I play.
Is against you.
Captain Sawyer sing he dog, he dead. And I play.
That's my uncle.
Mark Finger sing it too. How much is that dog in the window or something? So, and they sing a song named Fat Pork, you know, called Fat Pork. This girl down St. Andrew is a fat pork, a wrong little fruit. You understand? Tell me if you're a sister, something wrong with this. Tell me rhythm again. Listen good. I tell you, there's not everybody in there. See? From the time I was a boy, always used to hear country fruit is the best. The best way to eat them is straight up off the tree, cause you don't know the fresh. I try shoot the north and I try shoot the south and I try shoot the east and west. To see who hawk a woman but they selling the best, Lord. I start with St. George first. All the way St. Lucy, and then King St. George. Don't care who the hell see me. All the way St. Thomas, I vote there the school. From the time I am St. Andrew, a woman there selling by the boat. She asked me, so you want cashew? No, no, no. So you want breadfruit? No, no. This lady, you make it joke and come on, you hit up here for that prayer. Is there wrong with that?
No.
Huh? Is there wrong with that? Alright. That's what we're talking about. But we ain't got much to it. You understand? Yeah? Oh yeah. I'm gonna do one more and bring on. I like MC. Let me take over the MC thing, man. Let me take over this thing, man. I can sing this one. I don't know if you know this one, but in 2015. I beat two individuals I can bring on. Bad. I beat the bad, man. There's my friends though. You understand? There's my friends, they beat the bad. 2015, I mashed the place. I win everything. And the first man that create that do a long job. Me. Give me a round of applause, man. Deserve a round. And not only that, I just work with the youths. You see there? She's a good one. She real talented and she thinking. You understand? Give her a round of applause. Real sweet. TC come out here and start the thing. And see the set come out. The set cut out. And TC is still singing and do she think that was called entertainment. Give TC a round of applause. That's what we're talking about. Miles, the chef. The cocoa man. Big up. Please. Big here. We put this thing together. You don't know, he and the whole team. You understand? Give you a round of applause too. Give you a round of applause too. That's what we're talking about. Right? So we can play this one. Enough of the know this one. Let me go. Shut up. Hey! a little bit? Can I little bit of calm just a little bit? Can I little bit of calm just a little bit? Hold on. We're coming on the dance. Are you walking ready? Will you remember no friends? Not no family. You see this hands up on your left? You see this hands up on your right? Better start take that jump, take that jump. Yes, we can take this one and put this one for OG and show the people what they missing. We can show them what they're missing. The feel they say that Peter Ryan go down there and sing for them too. And they're so big independence. And then people down there just sit down there and enjoy themselves. They go dance on the time we can prove them wrong. There we go. Sing it! Hey! Can I talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Can I really talk just a little bit? Hold it! You're coming on the dance. You're coming on the dance. Are you welcome ready? Are you ready? You see the strength up on your right? You see the strength up on your right? Make that start to show. Take that jump! Take that jump! Chicken and meat! Chicken and meat! What them people feel? Get to cool the mind. Tell me how you feel. You know what? It's in our body. It's the best in our body. It's the bacana. What happened to your dress? Right now I'm going back. They could push it over. They push it. Everybody know get it this one. Nobody should be whining the nose. I don't think they know in one place, taking that space. This one every home. They don't want to sure. You want another jump up? Chicken and meat. Chicken and meat. What them people feel? Take it in the can I hear you? We say all of it. It's the best in all. What the bacana? What the balloon? A blessed good night to each and every one of you. Good night. Was it good? Good. Was enjoying yourself? Yes. Come, we got some action here for one of my yeah, so classics.
Who is it?
It's the club. Rolling on the turn, rolling on the turn. Hey, somebody make some noise, please. We don't warming up here. Anybody was in Barbados or Barbados? Yeah. All 4,000 of us? I want 4,000 of us. No problem. So we can teach you a little song for Kapoba, right? Simple. The hardest lyrics for Kapoba that you have to learn. I want you to concentrate and listen carefully. Dance, dance, dance.
Oh. I can say that.
Good. All of that? All of that. Now you're going to sing it. Dance, dance, dance. Sing that one. Here we go.
Dance, dance, dance.
Good. Oh, Lord. I want to take my little bit. But remember to sing that in. I want to go push with the hand in the air and rock from side to side, right? We can do that, right? We can do that, right? There you go. I got you. Right now, forward. 1, 2, good. No, next question. Anybody here with a friend? Anybody here with family? If you in here with a friend or a family, shout the name, let me hear. Shout it loud. No, mommy. No, I want you to hold the hand of that person. Hold the knees then. Hold the hand. But if you hold the hand of the person next to you, that's fine. Yeah, hold that. I want you to put them up in the air. If you believe in love, you need to put the hand up in the air. Two hands. Put the hands up in the air. The people that sitting down, you can do it too. You can do it. Put the hands in the air. Touch somebody. I want you to give me some energy now. Energy. Yes, sir. Go. Let me jump up. vocals nice and warm.
Yeah, it's true.
It's action time.
It's action time for real.
Right? Because you, me, we are the heart of the party. So those are the lyrics, these are the actions. You, me, we are the heart of the party.
That's you good.
Yeah. voice from Miles. Miles! And the team. Put on a fantastic event. It is not easy putting on an event like this. It is not easy putting on an event like this. So, more actions. Everybody put 2 hands in the air. 2 hands, 2 hands. So to put 2 hands in your ear, you got that boy again, but right. 2 hands in the air, good. Now put your hands on your head. Put your hands on your waist.
Hands on the waist.
Hands on your knees.
Hands on your knees.
Touch your ankles, however you get there.
Bring them up, bring them up, bring them up.
You can cheat, you can cheat. You're right.
Bring them up. Yeah, go.
Those who are sitting down, you have an advantage. Let's try that again. 2 hands in the air. Put your hands on your head. Hands on the waist. Hands on the knees. Touch your ankles. We are Soca Cartel. Let's go through.
here to sing this song for Cindy.
Your daughter-in-law.
Huh?
Your daughter-in-law.
Okay, we go like this.
Go like this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You sail around. Thank God your feet still on the ground. Happy birthday.